Well, hello and welcome to lesson number 3. The subject is key of D major. And the first lesson I taught you 4 chords: D major, G major, A major, and B minor. In the second lesson, I taught you the chord changes, the progressions, to 3 songs: Kryptonite, With or Without You, and Sunday Bloody Sunday. Now we're going to elaborate on the strum and make your strumming a little bit better. And there's a bonus lesson after this to add a little bit of arpeggiation to it, to Kryptonite and Sunday Bloody Sunday. So if you get this down, then you got one more step to go before you're an absolute guitar hero. All right. We're going to start with Kryptonite. And remember, it's a B minor, a G major, and an A sus9. And you'll find sometimes, like I told you in the last lesson, you can just take your third finger off, and that makes an A sus9 from an A major to an A sus9. But sometimes you'll see me change my fingering, where I'll use my second and third finger instead of my first and second. It doesn't matter which one you use. The thing is, it depends on what I'm doing, right? I find that going from the B to the G to the A, I like to use my second and third finger, because then going back to the B minor, I've got that first finger ready to kind of lay the bar down on the B minor. It's a little bit of a cheating trick, right? But it's not wrong either way. You can even use the B minor, the G major, and the A major, and it'll still sound good if you're trying to play it with the original recording, trying to jam with it, which is what I suggest you do when you get fast enough at the changes, is to try to hear the actual changes in the song. It takes a little while. That's why I first get you to just strum the chords, one strum, and then count it out so you know the relationship they have. But now we're going to get a strum down. It's not the exact strum that's in the song. This isn't meant as an exact copy or transcription of the song. It's meant to get you kick-started into playing and get the chords in place and get it sounding like the song that you like, that you've heard before, right? And so this is Kryptonite. What I'm going to do is there's going to be, for the first bar, it's 4 beats. So the B minor strum will be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now the trick is to get your up strums and down strums in the right place. For the first beat, it's just a down strum, and it's a full quarter beat, like 1. But for beat 2, 3, and 4, it's going to go 2 and, that's a down up strum, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Now you combine them and you go 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and. Try it again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and. Now bar number 2 of Kryptonite is a G major and an A. And you're going to strum the G major, 1, 2, and the A, 3, 4, and. So altogether, it's a 2-bar phrase, right? Meaning that the repeat of our progression is every 2 bars. So here we go. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Repeat that as many times as you like. A good portion of the song works off these chords with slight changes in the strumming rhythm and slight changes in the sound of the chords by the effects they use on their guitar. But other than that, it's pretty much, the song is based on that's Kryptonite, right? You can hear that in the chords as soon as you start playing it like that. But you can't get to the to the more complex strum until you get this down first, because the easier strums are actually fractionally based on what happens in the actual original with the original player playing it, right? Which is a more complex strum, but you know, it's still based on this. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and, okay? Now with or without you, we're going to use the same strum that we used in the B minor for Kryptonite, but we're going to use it throughout. And that is, with or without you, the progression starts on a D major, and it goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then to the A major, do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then to the B minor, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then to the G major, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now when you're strumming a couple pointers, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again, because as your teacher, I'm in the habit of repeating things till it sinks into the old noggin. And what's going to happen is basically your first strum is just a downstroke because it's a full quarter. Then you're going to go down and up. Now, your up strum is always going to be a little weaker than your down strum. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And like I said before, treat the pick like a brush. So you'll notice if you watch my right hand instead of my fretting hand, my left hand, if you watch 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you'll see that my pick points down on my down strum and points, or should I say the other way around, my bad, points up on my down strum and down on my upstroke. So I'm not using the pick like straight down at a 90-degree angle. It's angled almost like at a 45, pointing up towards me on my down strum, because I'm using the pick to just brush across the strings. So when you go up, you got to kind of twist the pick a little, right? In your wrist motion, in your finger motion, a little bit of both. You have to find a way that works for you, right? And that's for all your strumming. So let's do with or without you now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Very cool. And you can repeat that progression over and over too. Now, Sunday Bloody Sunday, as I mentioned before, it was a B minor, a D major, and a G major. Now this one's probably the trickiest strum of all. And I'm going to take it in 2 steps. The first beat off the B minor is 1E and. The second beat is just a 2, so it goes 1E and 2. So it feels like there's a rest there. There really isn't. It's just there's more space on the second beat. It's 1E and. So the way I would handle this strum is down, down, up, 1E and. Down, down, up, 1E and. If it feels more comfortable this way, 1E and 2, you could do that. Where it's down, up, down, and then down. 1E and 2, 1E and 2, 3 and 4, 1E and 2, 3 and 4. And that's kind of how the song feels. 1E and 2, 3 and 4, 1E and 2, 3 and 4. Just like that. Pretty cool, eh? Now you can put other strums to this, but this is kind of more close to the feel. It's It's always good to count when you're first strumming, just to get the feel for it. There's an old saying, play it like you say it. So when you count it, and this is why I'm counting out loud, is it'll really help you. I'm also tapping my foot. If I'm practicing or when I'm practicing, I usually use a drum machine instead of a metronome, because a drum machine is digital and it's really steady. You can find all kinds of drum loops online, and you can get looper pedals and stuff with drum beats on it. Anything like that would work as long as you have a beat that will help you keep your chords in time, because the secret is placing your chords in time, you know, because you'll notice my changes are on the beat every time, and that's what you need to do. All right. If this isn't enough for you, I've got one more lesson for you, and if that's still not enough for you, then why don't you come and visit me at riffninja.com/beginners. I got a ton of stuff there that you can check out once you get past this. All right. Thanks for your time. We'll see you in the next lesson.